Imagine this: two chicken breeds born in the same place that are individually farm legends, but which, when united, unlock a genetic potential that changed global poultry farming forever. Today, we are going to compare the two most important sister breeds in history, the Rhode Island Red and the Rhode Island White. Understanding these two breeds is crucial because their union not only gave rise to an incredible potential for sex-linked chick sorting, autosexing at birth, but it actually became the best-kept secret and the genetic foundation that the company ISA used to create the super hybrid, the ISA Brown. In this video, we will break down both breeds point by point. We will see their differences, their similarities, and why knowing the individual qualities of the red and the white is the key to understanding brown egg genetics. Let's begin. Origin and history. The story of the Rhode Island Red takes us to the mid-19th century in Rhode Island, USA. It was born out of the practical necessity of local farmers and was forged from crosses with Malay fowl and native hens. Its objective was maximum hardiness and utility. The result was a bird that could thrive where other breeds failed. This humble origin, and its purpose of survival against the harsh, inclement climate, injected a genetics of great hardiness that endures to this day. The origin of the Rhode Island White, for its part, is slightly later, developing in the late 19th century, also in Rhode Island. It was created by J. Alonzo Jocoy from crosses that included the White Cochin, the White Leghorn, and the Wyandotte. Although later, the White was conceived with the same purpose, to create a robust, climate-resistant bird. Its initial crosses gave it its white plumage, its great laying ability, and the key color gene that would make it a strategic pillar in hybrid genetics. Purpose of creation. The Rhode Island Red was created to be the quintessential dual-purpose chicken. Its red plumage and muscular development allowed it to be a source of substantial meat, while simultaneously maintaining a consistent laying rhythm. The Red's purpose was to be the winning formula for farms that didn't want to specialize. Its versatility guaranteed maximizing yield from both egg and meat production. The Rhode Island White was also conceived as a dual-purpose bird to possess the same qualities of hardiness and climate resistance. Its good musculature gives it good meat yield. Its white plumage gave it a commercial advantage in meat. The white was more valued for leaving a cleaner-looking carcass after plucking, which raised its value in some specialized meat markets. Appearance and key distinction. The Rhode Island Red is unmistakable due to its intense mahogany red plumage, which can vary from bright red to nearly black. It has a robust posture and typically a bright single comb. This appearance of nobility and vigor, together with its rectangular body shape, denotes its capacity for dual purpose, being a bird that radiates the health that is instinctively sought after in a backyard bird. In stark contrast, the Rhode Island White is a bird with completely white plumage. It has a clean, compact appearance, which historically gave it preference in meat production. Although its posture is similar to the Red's, the White often presents a single comb, but there are also specimens that possess a rose comb, smaller and closer to the head, an attribute that protects it better against frostbite compared to the single comb. Weight and size. The Rhode Island Red Rooster is a semi-heavy bird that reaches an approximate weight of 8.5 pounds, 3.9 kilograms, which makes it a good specimen for the table. The red hen remains robust and firm, weighing about 6.5 pounds, 2.9 kilograms, a weight that allows it to be an efficient layer without being excessively bulky. The Rhode Island White Rooster is very similar in size to the red, also a large and muscular bird weighing around 8.4 pounds, 3.8 kilograms. The white hen is equally solid with an approximate weight of 6.2 pounds, 2.8 kilogram. This consistency in weight between the two breeds demonstrates their dual-purpose heritage. Hardiness and unmatched toughness. If the Rhode Island Red is famous, it is for its unmatched hardiness. It is a bird that is designed to withstand harsh winters and thrive in conditions that would cause many modern hybrids to collapse. Its ability to adapt to imperfect diets, actively forage and resist the climate, makes it the ideal option for the small producer who seeks to minimize handling and care costs. The Rhode Island White is also remarkably hardy and inherited the toughness of its lineage. It is a strong bird, well adapted to cold and with a high tolerance for environmental variations. Both breeds demonstrate a great ability for free ranging. This quality of toughness and low maintenance is precisely what made them so valuable to geneticists looking to transfer resistance to modern hybrids. Annual egg production. The Rhode Island Red, in its purebred state, is an excellent layer, yielding between 200 to 250 eggs per year. Its production is a historic pillar that set the standard for profitability. Most importantly, the Red's laying rhythm is surprisingly consistent, which minimizes production pauses, even in less favorable conditions. However, it is crucial to mention a distinction. Over the years, some breeders have selected specific lines within the Rhode Island Red with an exclusive focus on laying. This rigorous genetic selection has given rise to the high-production variety of the Rhode Island Red. Curiously, this emphasis on laying generated a change in its appearance. The plumage color became a lighter or less intense red, and the leg color tended to be paler. These optimized lines can reach higher figures, consistently yielding between 250 and 280 eggs per year. In this way, while these specimens maintain the basic hardiness of the breed, their performance approaches that of a hybrid, demonstrating the extremely high latent genetic potential in the red. The Rhode Island White also has an annual production that averages 200 to 250 eggs, maintaining a consistency similar to the red. The production figure between both breeds is identical, which demonstrates their individual effectiveness. However, the White's value is concentrated less on individual quantity and more on its strategic contribution to crossbreeding genetics. Egg color and weight. The eggs of the Rhode Island Red are highly valued in the market. They produce eggs with an intense brown shell, a color associated with quality, hardiness, and farm production, which gives them a price premium. In addition to the attractive color, the Red's eggs are consistently large in size, which further increases their commercial value. The hens of the high production line, those with lighter red plumage, usually lay an egg of a slightly lighter brown color. Although both shades are valued, the subtle difference indicates to the expert eye which genetic line the hen is prioritizing. The Rhode Island White also produces brown shell eggs, despite its white plumage. This detail is crucial and vital for its role in brown egg crosses. The White's eggs are a light to medium brown shade and, like its red cousin, are consistently large in size. The brown color ensured that it met the market demand that valued this shell. It is important to note a key difference with its red cousin. A specialized high-production line was not developed in the Rhode Island White, as it was in the Red. The White maintained its rustic characteristics and its traditional laying level, since its genetic value for the industry did not lie in reaching peaks of 280 eggs, but in the silver gene, it contributed. For the White, its role was to be the key color component for crossing with the Rhode Island Red, and not the main driver of egg quantity. Maturity and sexual rapidity. The Rhode Island Red reaches sexual maturity quickly for a semi-heavy breed, starting to lay between 20 and 24 weeks of age, approximately 5 to 6 months. This rapid entry into production is a great advantage, as it minimizes rearing costs and allows the producer to earn revenue sooner. The Rhode Island White also reaches sexual maturity promptly, beginning its laying period between 20 and 24 weeks of age, approximately 5 to 6 months. The speed and efficiency of laying onset in both breeds made them perfect candidates for selective breeding programs that sought birds with a rapid return on investment. Useful production life. The Rhode Island Red has a superior productive lifespan compared to hybrids. A producer can expect a pure red to continue laying eggs at a profitable rate for 3 to 4 years. This longevity, despite its initial intensity, is a great advantage for breeders who value stability and do not want to replace their flock annually. The Rhode Island White also has a long and stable productive life. Producers can expect a profitable laying period for 3 to 4 years, similar to the Red. This long productive life in both breeds contrasts sharply with the short, aggressive curve of high-production hybrids, making the pure breeds more economical for the backyard breeder. Temperament. The temperament of the Rhode Island Red is generally active, curious, and alert. They enjoy foraging and exploring a lot, which makes them excellent for free-range systems. Although they are usually docile with the humans who handle them, the roosters can be quite protective and territorial, which makes them good guardians of the coop but requires firm handling. The Rhode Island White is characterized by having a docile and calm temperament, generally calmer than its red cousin. They are easy to handle birds and are rarely problematic. This docile character makes them excellent backyard pets or companions in mixed flocks, while their activity makes them good foragers. Maternal instinct and broodiness. The Rhode Island Red retains a well-defined maternal instinct. It tends to go broody and is known for being an attentive and protective mother to its chicks. This quality is crucial for breeders who seek to reproduce their own flock naturally, without relying on incubators. The Rhode Island White also retains a good maternal instinct, although it may be slightly less prone to broodiness compared to the Rhode Island Red, but when it does go broody, it performs as an excellent mother. The retention of this instinct in both breeds is a key differentiator that separates them from most modern hybrids, which have completely lost the ability to incubate. Individual commercial value. The Rhode Island Red remains a high-value individual breed. It is in demand both for its premium brown eggs and for the quality of its meat, offering the farmer a reliable dual income source. Furthermore, purebred specimens and chicks are highly sought after by breeders and enthusiasts who value pure genetics and hardiness. The value of the Rhode Island White in the modern market focuses on its dual purpose and its white plumage, which is valued in the meat market for leaving a clean carcass. However, its greatest added value is found in breeders looking for its pure genetic line as the fundamental component for performing sex-linked crosses. Genetic legacy, the fusion that created history. The legacy of the Rhode Island Red is to be the genetic father of the cross, providing the color and hardiness. Its red, or gold, gene is the one that provides the necessary pigment which crosses with the female silver gene to create sexing. Therefore, the red is the efficiency engine for brown egg hybrids, such as the popular Black Star, which uses the red color of the red rooster, and the barred gene of the Plymouth Rock hen for autosexing. On the other hand, the true legacy of the Rhode Island White is the silver gene, S. Being a brown shell breed with this color-masking gene, it became the industry's master key. In fact, it is crucial to understand that this differentiates it from the white leghorn, whose gene, I, is a true color inhibitor that simply deletes it. To illustrate, when crossing a Rhode Island Red rooster with a Rhode Island White hen, the offspring are sexable by color due to the silver gene. However, if that same red rooster is crossed with a white leghorn hen, the result is predominantly white offspring with some scattered red feathers due to the inhibitory gene, and they are not sexable by color. This mechanism demonstrates that the silver gene of the Rhode Island White is indispensable for sex-linked crosses. This principle extends to commercial hybrids. The Nick Brown is another key hybrid that also uses the gold gene of the Rhode Island Red as a progenitor. In this case, the cross is made with the Rhode Island Red rooster and a white Sussex hen, similarly achieving a color-sexable hybrid. The Nick Brown, however, tends to have a lighter or paler red plumage compared to the Isa Brown. Therefore, it is essential to highlight that both the Isa Brown and the Nick Brown are patented commercial lines. Both share the strategic use of the Rhode Island Red rooster as a common father for the transmission of the gold gene, achieving autosexable hybrids with very similar egg production and colors, but adjusted slightly for different markets. There you have it, the story of two Rhode Island breeds that together created a revolution. Individually, they are the epitome of the dual-purpose chicken, but their union demonstrated an unmatched genetic potential, the ability to autosex that became the basis of industrial profitability, and the secret that companies like Isa use to create the perfect laying hen. The lesson is clear. The red provides the strength and color, the white provides the genetic key. Together, they demonstrate that, although the hybrid dominates, pure breeds are still the source of all the genetic efficiency you know today. Now that you know the power of this union, which one would you choose for your farm today, the red, the white, or the cross that combines them? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into genetics and history, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. This is where we transform genetic knowledge into profitable businesses. See you in the coop. To your success, fellow farmer. Until next time.